You ever get that gut whist after a weekend of cheap fitness gear that promised gym-level intensity, only to find the flywheel feels like a stubborn kitchen drawer? I've seen a lot of folks pour $200 into a fold-up rower that squeaks the first time you pull the handle and then gathers dust because it never delivered the smooth, full-body burn they were hoping for. That hesitation wondering if you're about to waste money on a novelty instead of a serious workout machine is exactly why I wanted to see if the TKO AirRaid rower actually lives up to the promise of a commercial-grade experience without the gym price tag. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about the core dilemma anyone faces when shopping for a home rower. You need something that feels sturdy enough for intense interval training, but also folds away when you're done and you have to store it in a small apartment. The AirRaid tries to hit both notes with a steel frame that looks like it could survive a CrossFit box, plus a split design that lets you break it down in minutes. In practice, that means you can roll it onto the built-in wheels, tuck it under a bed or into a closet, and you won't hear a metallic clank when you pull the seat back into place. For anyone who lives in a city loft or shares a garage with a car, that convenience is a real upside. What sets the AirRaid apart from the budget, row-for-the-price-of-fat treadmill crowd is the 9-level air damper. Because it uses a fan-style resistance instead of magnetic brakes, the resistance scales naturally with how hard you push. In a real-world test, a casual 30-minute steady-state session felt like a gentle cardio warm-up at level 3, while a 20-second sprint at level 8 kicked the wattage up into the high hundreds. That range works for beginners who need a low-impact full-body workout, and for seasoned rowers who want to chase PRs on the fly. The key is that the damper is easy to adjust on the fly. No need to stop, unplug, or fiddle with a dial while you're in the middle of a hit circuit. Now, the console. It's a modest LCD that shows stroke rate, watts, calories, distance, and time, everything you'd expect, and it can pair with a heart rate strap if you have one. What matters here is the readability. The digits are big enough that you can glance at them while you're mid-stroke without breaking form. The real-time feedback is helpful for people who track specific metrics, like, I need to stay above 24 strokes per minute for cardio endurance. For casual users who just want to move for 20 minutes, the console doesn't get in the way, but it also isn't a distraction-free, just row experience. If you're the type who loves data, you'll appreciate it. If you find numbers stressful, you can just ignore them. Let's talk ergonomics, because a rower that feels like a metal sled can make you dread every session. The seat rails are aluminum, and they glide with a quiet, buttery motion that feels like a high-end indoor bike's flywheel. The footplates lock in securely, and the straps are wide enough to keep your shoes from slipping even when you're pulling hard. I tried a 45-minute mixed workout alternating.
In a shared apartment, you might need to consider the time of day you row, or use a towel or mat under the machine to dampen vibrations. The TKO does include transport wheels, but they don't lock, so you have to be mindful of them rolling if you place the rower on an incline or uneven floor. Another practical point is the weight limit. The steel frame is robust, but the specifications list a max user weight of 250 pounds. Most people will be fine, but if you're on the heavier side, you might want to double-check that figure before committing.
The footplates are adjustable, yet the range only goes so far, so very tall users may find the seat position slightly cramped after a few minutes of intense rowing. Who should walk away from the AirRaid? If you're looking for a sleek, minimalist piece that sits quietly in a corner while you do yoga, this isn't it. If you need a rower that can double as a treadmill or a climbing machine, you'll be disappointed. The AirRaid also isn't the best pick for someone who wants an ultra-quiet, whisper-soft rowing experience for late-night sessions. Magnetic or water-based rowers tend to win that battle. Lastly, if you're hunting for a bargain under $300, there are cheaper options.